Hello and welcome to a DX belt review of Kamen Drive's belt side with the bonus pack of the shift car holder. So she's kind of funny. When this first came out, it was actually cheaper to buy these two things separately than buying them together, which is just silly. So anyway, the box is a lot bigger than your usual DX box because it's holding two things inside, and it's actually made of more of a cardboard box style, on thicker cardboard. Would get like brown cardboard, not the usual stuff that they do here. So anyway, here it is. Let's see, is he open? This is actually my friend who buys like shift cars, borrowed this from one of his friends, so this is a friend's belt. He said he will only buy this belt if it was CSM or something. So he's going to open it on one side because the box is showing off Funky Spike and Max Flare, because these two come with it, this belt. If you look at the top there again, it shows off the three different shift cars you get here. And on this side is a picture of Try the One. And on the back here showing you, hey, you can do all these different sounds and stuff on here. And if you just push the button, hopefully you can get different expressions of belt sound. So yeah, as always, even though the outer box is a bit different from your usual DX toy, this is a lot bigger, the inside box is still your usual brown cardboard stuff. Now there are a few extra shift cars in here that are, well, his, not mine. So we got the three main shift cars on the side there. Drive, Type Speed, Max Flare, Funky Spike. We got what's this name? Something Monster. Underneath here he's also hidden. I think there's something Dump. Dump. And Justice Hunter. I remember the name of that one. And so yeah, inside this box you got these three shift cars. You have the actual belt, the belts. You have the arm piece here, and the belt, back of the belt, and of course the actual driver. So inside here they have an ad for some apps, some QR codes, and some t-shirt stuff that you can get, and an advert for Summon Ride, which I reviewed most of the, as well as app for Gamba Rising, the replacement of the Gamba cards. You can actually make your, kind of design your own rider there, swapping head bodies and legs, and there's like a save card that you can do to save your data. And there is a Gamba Rising card in here, PB001. And Gamba Rising cards are unique because they have double-sided stuff. Both sides look like it's a different card design, and they're a bit thicker than your usual cards, almost the thickness of two cards. So there you go. Well, you got some warnings and instruction sheets in here. Basic startup guide on how to activate all the sounds, which is useful. You got a this is the safety sheet. Play this properly or else you will get hurt. And honestly, if you're really going to get hurt playing this, then you shouldn't be playing it in the first place. And finally, the actual instruction sheet. Just pause the video if you want. I'm not going to be posting pictures of this on my Facebook page because I'm not really too bothered about this belt. It is fun, it's just, well, this belt doesn't interest me as much as the log seats and all that stuff, so I'm not too bothered. So let's go for this piece by piece. Let's look at this rubbery plastic piece. This goes on the back of the belts, just on right at the back where you connect it. And yeah, it looks pretty good. The shiny metallic red molded plastic, very soft. Pretty big piece actually. Feels a bit bigger than the other DX ones. Has the Drive logo on it. Looks pretty good. The belt straps themselves are your usual DX plastic fair, softish material, but very thick and feels very durable. Definitely lasts a long time. On the upper side you have a pretty good sort of belt strap texture going on. Even feels like even though it's plastic, because the texture is molded in pretty nicely. Just touching it feels like it's a sort of a seat belt. even these little bumps there. And in fact, that does look like a seatbelt. If this was done in more adult way, this would definitely be painted silver. And on this side as well, you can see the whole strap. Now, what I do like about this belt is on the back here, when they first did the DX belts in this style, these belts would just punch. One side of the belt would punch into the buckle, whereas the other side is very, very tight. And then they changed it so both sides could come off easily. And originally they only had one side that would come off. No, they wouldn't come off, and then they had one side would come off, and then one side would come off really hard because these buttons are strong spring-loaded. And then both sides were easy to come off. And then finally, we got this one that actually has a little button there that would do it for you. So you've got to just plug this in about there. And there you go, plugged in. And yeah, this is the back of the driver belt sign. It's a lot of mechanical molds in here. You won't see this for the most part, but they did bother to put detail here, which I always like. It's attention to detail, which is why people keep coming back to these toys. And on this side, it actually looks like a seatbelt. You plug that in, hooray! And you want to release it just like a seatbelt. You just push that down, and it comes out, hooray! Next here we have the shift car holder, which the red plastic there is the same as the belt there, very durable and soft plastic. The rest of it is hard plastic. It's molded in silver, but it doesn't have silver paint on it, so it still looks a bit flat, like most of these DS toys, to be honest. And on the back here, a bit of screws going on. And this clips on to the rubber belt very securely. And this is not, if you have the belt strap like buckled up, this is not going anywhere, which is good because it's for kids and you don't want them to break the DX stuff. As for the shift cars, you just slide them in. You can't even do the little shift. You can't even pull it up or anything. It's just stuck in there. Again, that's good. Just under there. And they've left more than enough space for any special bulkier shift cars. They all fit in there very nicely. It's not coming out. This is very, very secure, and that's very important for a kid's toy. Next here we have the bracelet, and people have been complaining about this bracelet, saying that the signal, because this needs to send a signal back to the belt for any shift car that you plug into it or do any of the Hitsatsu attacks. But that's the thing, I think they're forgetting something. This is a kid's toy, and in order for this to send signals back to the belt, it uses infrared, because they wouldn't be using Bluetooth or Wi-Fi signals, would they? Because that would just cost too much. And the infrared signal is coming through this piece of plastic there. People keep saying this doesn't work, or it's very nitpicky. Well, not really, because if you follow what he does in the show, for example, when his hand is like this, and he does that, it works just fine. I placed the belt on where my hips are. I'm sitting down, but I extended my arm and I did the thing where his hands were more close to him. Both those work. So if you do any of the poses that he does in the show, Tomari-san does in the show, and do the henshin stuff, it works just fine. So I'm not really sure why people are complaining too much. And as for this, it looks pretty decent enough. It's secure enough, and this. And even my hand can fit in this, so this can fit in almost anyone's hand. My hands are quite thick, unless you were obese or something, and this is gonna fit on you. And then this does use tiny batteries there, which is gonna be annoying. It's got a screw hole there, so again annoying. I prefer the little button that you can push down and just open this up. But it does mean that you got to deal with watch batteries of this. And it does have an on-off switch though, which is decent. So you just flick it to the on button, and it'll give you a little red light to signal that hey, it's on. Ding. Doesn't make that noise, but I make that noise. And finally we have belt sound right here. Now this is way smaller than what he actually is in the show, which is honestly very distracting. I'm kind of gotten used to belts that kind of look like the actual size in the show, and I like that a lot. I'm trying to think, the Sengoku driver looks similar to the official sizes in the show. The Loxy drivers, even the Genesis driver looks pretty good. The Deca driver, of course. The double driver, I think so. Now the O's driver that I do have is a bit smaller, but it doesn't look like it's smaller, which is the important thing. This looks like it's a lot smaller than what it's supposed to be. Still looks decent though. Just looks like a super deformed, like a cute chibi version of Belt-san. And This is the back plastic that has the infrared receiver. And for the most part, this still looks okay, but it definitely feels like it needs a paint job because, well, it does have some silver paint on it, but it's not really standing out too much. Oh well. One thing I do like about this is how it can sit up on its own if you just let this side of the clip be on the back there. And yeah, it's got speakers on this side and on this side. They should cut holes in here just to make it even, but maybe this is to keep it more secure, more solid, more durable maybe. Oh well. On and off switches on the back, you got a little button there you push and you put some AA batteries in there. Time to finally turn him on. Oh. Now what I do really like here is the screen is actually pretty sophisticated what they've done. It's actually a spinning LED light and they program it to time it. Okay, shut up now. They've timed it so the LED light will turn on at the right time and to do different patterns and stuff. And so you gotta think that sometimes the LED light will be on, off, and depending on which position is on this circle. So that's very precise programming, and kudos to them for doing that, and it does look really good. The only downside to doing that is that you do have to hear the spinning motor that spins the LED light. So before I put the shift cars in here, let's do some expressions. Now we have one more hidden one. Alright. Now the way this thing works is every time, unlike in the show, in order to save battery, every time you want to do anything, you gotta switch this ignite switch first, so it will be on standby mode to receive any data from the infrareds. So, time to get the shift car in then. So I just went through 6 DX shift cars that belongs to the guy who owns the belt, and so yeah, only the 3 in the middle come with this package, and only these 2 come with the belt. This one, no, the green one, yeah, the green one, these 2 come with the belt. This one comes with the shift car holder. Now these shift cars do look pretty good for the most part, however, this one, the mixer, pretty big screw holes on the side, that's a little bit annoying. All of them flip pretty well. The difference between the DX one and the Candy Toy or Gashapon ones is that this is like almost spring loaded, so you can flick this quite easily. Not this one, no, this one kind of sucks. But if you just get the normal shift car, that can flick very easily, whereas if you have a shift car, it's going click, 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 and it's really annoying. And I think the paint jobs are slightly better on the DX ones as well. The Type Speed one does look pretty decent overall. Looks pretty good. You got the Drive logo right there on the back. So we look at Funky Spike. This one's pretty cool if you like transparent stuff. And you know, they really put some effort into this. Even this is transparent, sure, but it's not just transparent plastic. There's actually inside the transparent plastic, you see some sort of engine going on and circuitry. You got the logo on the back there. And so as Max Flare as well, Max Flare logo. You see some engine in there, pretty cool. Again, flicks very easily. And they, in terms of candy toys and stuff, they have released quite a few different color variants of some of these main shift cars, different sizes, spring-loaded, whatnot. This one, Justice Hunter, it's okay. Logo there. And a Massive Monster logo. Ooh. Yeah, cool. So all these shift cars are pretty neat, and as for the belt itself, even though it has the motor sound for spinning the LED light, the toy is more than loud enough to cover that up. This isn't like the same case of the Genesis driver where the spring load mechanism is so loud that a lot of people decide to take the spring thing out so it doesn't affect the sound effects. Because that was really loud. This is not too loud, it's definitely fine. And you can see here, it was quite responsive overall, the signal, the infrared signal, so I'm not really sure what people are complaining about. I think they just, maybe they got the toy too early and they haven't watched the show, and so they weren't quite sure what position to put it in, but if you just follow the actual position, it's fine. But I'll say this again, the cars themselves do look pretty good, and if I was someone that did collect toy cars, I would definitely be into this. But here's the thing, I don't collect toy cars. My friend collects toy cars, that's why he likes it, so he's collected most of these. But he hasn't collected any Signal bikes apart from the Rider collection, which I'll go into soon. He's also letting me that. But he hasn't picked up any normal Signal bikes, and he hasn't picked up any of the Rudmoid viral cores, the one that looks like bats and snakes and stuff, because they don't look like, for the most part, don't really look like cars as much as these do. So he's only picked these up. So yeah, overall, if this is actually a pretty well done toy, it's not too expensive at the moment because it wasn't as hit as Gaim was. So if you do like collecting toy cars, and these do run well with pretty well as toy cars, if you don't pick up the belt, these cars are pretty nice to get and not that expensive at all. So if you do like toy cars, definitely consider checking them out. And if you do like the sound effects and stuff coming from the belt, then this is actually a pretty decent toy to play around with. It's just not for me. Subscribe, suggest, and comment below, and of course take care and have a nice day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye now. Bye.